Who's ready for some fun? Who enjoys a podcast where the host speaks about what's on their minds and doesn't hold back? PD&J, What's Good Today, is an open format podcast hosted by Pocket and J-Dub the King. Let's talk about sports, let's talk about music, let's just have an interesting conversation. If you have any topics for us to discuss, email pdnjmediaproductionsllc@gmail.com. Tune in to PD&J, What's Good Today, every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Facebook and YouTube Live at J-Dub the King.
What's good, folks? What's good? It's a brand new week. It's a brand new Wednesday. Yes, we've been gone for a couple of weeks, but we are back. Welcome to a brand new episode of PD&J, What's Good Today. I'm your host, Jay.
Yeah, he is your host, Jay. Wakanda forever. It's Pocket, y'all. What's up? If you can't see, I got the Chadwick Boseman shirt, dedication shirt for none other than Black History Month, because it did kick off. Did it not?
It did.
It kicked off with a bizang.
A bang it did. Let's get it out the way. I knew we was going to save it for sports, but let's just get it out the way now. Shout out to LeBron James.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, moving on.
No, really, I mean, that's a feat that nobody ever thought would ever do. I can't, you know what? I don't agree with that. That's the media talking that BS up. We knew at some point somebody was going to break that record. We just didn't know who. We thought it would be Jordan, and then, Jordan kind of retired, and then Kobe, we really thought he was going to do it, and then he retired, so then you're like, okay, maybe not. But then you still had longevity in there. You still had, a few players still hanging out in there, and then, I mean, if it wasn't for injuries, Durant would probably be up there too.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the best pure shooters. Steph now stuck. Steph.
I think Steph would have got it before Kevin.
No, I don't think so. I mean, Steph got the 3-point record, and he'll always have that. I don't think anybody's gonna catch that.
Okay.
That's a record I don't think will fall. I mean, that's the best pure shooter in the NBA. He gets the ball at 3/4 court, you better be guarding him.
Yeah,
so
very true. No, at full court, you seen them shots?
Oh yeah, true, full court.
Them shots he was draining, man. If you haven't seen that video, it's streaming everywhere. Go look at it. He's literally shooting the ball from full court, and he drained like 4 of them in a row.
So no, he said that video was fake. He said he did 2, but then they edited it. Yeah, they looped it so it looked like it was 4. But
okay.
So, but I mean, either way, that's a hell of a feat.
Yeah,
to be hitting that.
So
shout out to LeBron.
So
well, how about his teammate Anthony Davis, man?
He didn't look too happy in the celebration at all.
Well, you know what? What was said, and I think it was about, okay, that's great. You're getting this record, but we're losing.
Yeah.
Put it this way. The celebration of getting the record is one thing, but if they could have won the game, it would have had
a better impact. My thing about it, just to piggyback off that point, if they stopped the game to salute him and everything like that, if it was Kobe being Bryant, I don't think he would have stopped that game. I think he would have went out there like, hey, we still got another quarter to play. Let's knock this down.
Thank me later.
Yeah.
Just like he scored a 61 his last game.
Yeah, exactly. Now, again, shout out to LeBron, but moving into a serious topic, this is what I want to talk about. I need to send condolences out to the Moore family. Earl Moore Jr. passed away in custody of, and you won't believe this, you won't believe it, the EMTs.
The people that were supposed to save his life took his life.
Suffocated him to death.
The people that were supposed to save his life took his life.
I sent you the video. What are your thoughts on that video?
Well, my immediate thought is, if you can't trust the people that's supposed to save your life, Black people are screwed.
But didn't you say a couple of weeks ago that it kind of goes both ways and we never know?
Well, no, there was no both ways on this one. They literally knew he had a medical emergency, and they just chose to do what they did.
Now, the medical emergency is he was going through alcohol withdrawals. Now, I don't know what alcohol withdrawals would do. Like, I'm being dead serious, though. I'm being dead ass serious. Like, I don't know what those symptoms look like, if that makes sense. But he was in distress. You can see based on the video that this man was in pure distress.
And it was terrible. I mean, there's no excuse for it.
They drugged him.
You took an oath to save lives, but here it is because of whatever reason. Maybe he reminded you of your parent or a relative that was a horrible, abusive drunk. You have to learn how to suck it up and do your job.
Well, the 45-year-old lady said, I don't have time to play with you. I'm not playing with you. I'm not dealing with you. I'm not doing this.
That sounds like someone has dealt with this in their personal life. That's what it sounds like. That's exactly what somebody has dealt with it in their personal life, and they don't want to deal with it. Or they may be the drunk. I mean, it just, and then looking at them, both of them, they were denied bail. I saw that.
Yeah,
they were both denied bail. Denied bail. So great job on getting that right. But yeah,
they're looking at second-degree murder, which I think should be up to first degree.
Yeah, they'll never give a first responder a first-degree murder because then that puts them all on high alert. That's just like the Good Samaritan law. As long as you do something,
by definition of first degree, they have to prove intent.
Right. I mean,
that video kind of shows, and
it doesn't show intent because they didn't. There's no way they can. You can say they had ill will towards them. You can say that. You can say that they were within their medical right to do what was right, and they did wrong from beginning to the end. So yeah, they're never going to be paramedics. They're never going to be anything as far as a first responder ever again in their lives.
What's good, Mike? What's good? What's good?
What's good, Mike? Now somebody brought this up. You know what?
Let's talk about it real quick.
Let's go out here to the Super Bowl. Michael Irvin of the Dallas Cowboys which NFL Network, I think just were looking to reason to get rid of him.
He did not get indicted.
He didn't get in trouble. The police said nothing.
The police said that they didn't even get a report about it.
Yeah, they said that. They didn't get nothing.
So basically what happened with Michael Irvin, he was having a 45-second conversation with an individual. His quote. Okay.
Why are you trying to be now you're trying to be liberal. He had a 45-second
conversation.
I wouldn't say conversation. I'd say a altercation with a woman where he shook her hand and that was the only physical contact. And then she came out. We don't even know what she said. She just said he did something inappropriate.
Well, this is his words exactly, and I quote, honestly, I'm a little bit baffled at it all. Well, this all happened in a 45-second conversation in the lobby where I got back after going out. I came into the lobby and I talked to somebody. I talked to this girl. I don't know who she is. I talked to her for about 45 seconds. We shook hands. Then I left.
And the NFL Network said, you know what? You're not going to be on the network this week for Super Bowl. Sounded like to me it was a setup.
I think so.
But they don't want him there.
Well, isn't he up for a contract renewal?
I don't know. I don't base anything on contracts. I'm just saying they just didn't want him there. That's fine. ESPN will sign him. Because him and Stephen A go back and forth like it's
tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah. So NFL Network, you can do that, but you can't fix the officiating. I'm going there because Roger Goodell came out in a statement today saying this was the best officiating we've had ever. Where NFL are you watching?
Where? There was so many blown calls,
many calls, bad calls,
yes,
extra calls.
Shout out T-Quest, shout out Cornico, shout out to everybody that's listening and tuning in right now.
Actually, you know what?
Do me a favor, hit that like button and hit that.
I want to know how much does Buffalo Wild Wings have invested in the NFL?
Oh wow, he went there. So we're going back to that commercial.
It looks like remember it's scripted, isn't it? I believe. Let me go back. I think week 15.
Oh yeah. So the NFL scripted now. Is that what we do?
That's what your boy Arian Foster said, isn't it? And then everybody was making fun of him since. Okay. Every single player has come out and made fun of him for saying that.
What was your boy Antonio Brown saying? Yeah, it was scripted for him to get CTE.
From his own teammate, though.
I'm done.
From his own teammate.
I'm done. Shout out T-Quest.
Oh, my goodness. Shout out T-Quest. But, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. This whole thing, I just think I think everything now is starting to turn into setups. It's happening way too much.
Well, here's the thing. You kind of brought this up in the aspect, and I think you were being sarcastic, but I'm going to take it in the literal sense when you said, well, if that's the case, all sports are set up. In a way, in boxing, we know back in the day, boxing was set up. It was rigged. Do you think those politics and policies still play a factor?
You better hope we don't have any professional boxers watching, because they will eat you alive for saying that. It's not set up for the boxers. It's set up for the judges
and the promoters.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I meant by
so now, as far as the boxers themselves, they're putting their lives on the line the minute they step in the ring.
Now, do you think boxers have taken dives? Not saying now, currently in this generation of boxing. Let's go previous. Do you think boxers have taken dives before?
Wrestlers do it all the time.
Of course. Of course. That's their profession.
Oh, you want me to ask about boxers? Boxers.
Lord Jesus, help this man. Yes. Do you think boxers take dives?
I think they did it one time. I think they did. Back in the Schmeling days.
Yeah.
When Joe Louis whooped his ass, he had to take a dive. He had to, because if he didn't, down goes Frazier.
Now, folks, we do have a lot of different topics that we're going to talk on. So if we touch on and move on, post in the comments. We'll go right back to it. Go ahead.
But it's funny, we do two subjects and we go to another one. Another thing I want to talk about boxing. Apparently, the Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis tank.
This wasn't on. I thought we were saving this one for next week.
We have to talk about it, because what's happening is right now, Ryan Garcia hasn't signed a dotted line yet. They've had the contract for 2 weeks. Now they're talking about, well, we're trying to decide on the rematch clause. When did they ever have a rematch? Neither one of them have ever had a rematch before. Talking about the rematch clause going to be built in if Ryan wins. If Ryan wins, we're trying to put a bill.
I think Ryan Garcia is dipping and dodging. He doesn't. For whatever reason, I don't know.
He's the one kid that always asks for something. Then when he gets it, oh, no, I didn't really want that. I will say this. I think boxers, like I said, they put their lives on the line every day. They're practicing, they're sparring. They get in that ring with no gear. They get in sparring, you can still get hurt. So they put their lives on the line every day.
I'll give you that, yeah.
Every single day. So I don't think that, I will say this. I do not think any of them are scared to get in the ring. I don't think that's what it is. I think it's the promoters that stop us from having the fights that we want. And you know where I'm going with that. Spence Crawford. It's the promoters. It's not the boxers. They want to fight. They want to find out who's better. It's the promoters being greedy.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So this next topic that we about to talk about real quick, I'm going to need everybody to hit that share button. I don't know what you're listening on, if you're watching us on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, if you're on Twitch, whatever you're watching this on right now live, hit that share button, because we got a topic that we want to talk about. And if you want to know what it is, we'll be right back to stay right there.
Hey, you. Me? Yes, you. Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Hell yeah. GLM Designs can help you with just that. Word? From laptop skins? You lying. Promotional flyers. Yo, son. Promo videos? I need that. OBS Twitch overlays and backgrounds. Hey, yo, let me get that. Professional one-sheets and so much more. Oh my God. Please visit our website, I'm on it right now, GottaLoveMeWorld.com today to check out our designs. Get it! Follow us on social media at Gotta Love Me World. Follow it! GLM Designs are here to take care of all your graphic needs.
And welcome back, folks. Welcome back. I hope you hit that share button, because what we're about to talk about, some of you might not like it. But you know what? Do you care?
Do I ever?
I don't think so. Okay. So here's the issue.
If you like, you better put $1,000 on it. If you like, you put $1,000 on it.
What the fuck?
All y'all broke. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I give it away?
So, Beyonce. I think you kind of got Jackass of the Week.
One of several that's getting it this week. It's a bunch out there, bro.
I think you got to get Jackass of the Week for this one. How dare you?
I wasn't even saying how dare you. I was like, people paying it.
People are paying
what gets me
it.
is people are complaining about it and still paying for it. So how can you, if you want to make the ultimate impact, you don't buy the damn tickets. Stop. People, stop complaining about things if you're going to buy it. Man, I can't believe these tickets are $1,500 a piece. I need to get how many? Okay, 4. You sure? That's it? All right, well, we go and get these 4 tickets, but it's too expensive. So why are you still buying the tickets? Explain to me. I mean, they're about as expensive as the damn Super Bowl. And she ain't even
more expensive than the Super Bowl.
No, I can guarantee it's not more expensive than the Super Bowl.
Either way it goes, at the end of the day, I see if you have a valid point in that, but let's go back. Nobody needs all that goddamn money.
Well, I don't know about you. I ain't gonna say nobody. Maybe you're nobody. I'm somebody. Somebody needs it. Nobody does, but somebody does.
So, but what I mean by that is, at the end of the day, you've built this stature, and I can understand both sides. Coming from Beyonce on why she would charge that much, but even at the same time, it's like,
well,
why would you? If you know you can, why?
You know what? Here's what's funny. What we don't know. How do we not know most of that money is going to a good cause? We don't.
Well, how much? And going to piggyback off of that, we don't know how much she's investing into this tour as far as dancers who needs to be paid, production.
Well, you do know that she always
that.
uses an all-female band.
Yeah,
all everything. So we know that much about her, and they're not. She treats her people well. From what has been said previously, and looking at her specials that she's had, she treats her people well.
Not to mention, she also made them sign contracts that they can't drink or smoke or partake in any illegal activities.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I know I did hear about that before, but I don't know. I mean, things could have changed by now. But I do know that.
Do you think it's ridiculous that she's charging anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 for a ticket, for one ticket? Now, I know you wouldn't pay it. That's not what I'm asking. Do you think it's a little bit outrageous that at those high numbers?
Here's what I'm going to say. You can charge whatever the hell you want, and it don't matter to me. What? Because I ain't buying it.
I get that.
Now, in saying that, she can, like I said, she can charge whatever the hell she wants. People are paying it.
People are going.
That was like with the Chris Brown thing. Remember, he had the meet and greet for like 10,000 or whatever it was.
Well, and people starting at 1,000.
Yeah, something like that. It was ridiculous. All you're doing is getting a signed autograph, and then women couldn't get so close to him behind the barrier. So tell me, how are you going to complain about this if you're still paying? If you want to make an impact. Aunt D, if you want to make an impact, then don't pay the damn money. Don't do it. And guess what? The prices. Oh, they'll be like your boy from Atlanta. Oh my gosh, I can see it. I can't think of his name, but he was hot for a minute, and now he can't sell a ticket. Oh man.
The baby?
Yeah, thank you. The baby.
I had to think about it for a second too.
Like, he can't even sell a ticket. He got to give them away. And people still don't show up.
Charging 8, huh?
Nope.
Now, like I said, but would if you had her stature, would you charge an individual up to $8,000 to come to see you perform? Now, we're not talking about a meet and greet.
I'm glad you asked me that. She's charging 8. I'm going to charge 16.
16,000?
Because they're going to pay.
See, I can't agree with that one. I don't know. I think at the end.
See, it's not about agreeing. You asked me if I was in her stature.
Yeah. What would you do? Now,
the whole thing is, here's the thing. I am still going to have a very good group of tickets that I'm going to give to my good and faithful few. And I'm not talking people that are in my camp. I'm talking about people that I know of that are in that city. I'm going to probably go to neighborhoods I probably wouldn't be in without bodyguards and give away some tickets to them because they're the ones that need it. But she's charging 8, I'm charging 16.
If it was me, I wouldn't charge no more than $1,500. That's just me. And you get the people laughing at you for that one.
Because they know they're laughing, but they're not disagreeing. That's the thing. They're laughing, but they're not disagreeing.
See, me personally, like I said, I wouldn't charge no more than $1,500, especially if I'm doing stadiums and this is a global tour. Yes, yeah.
Oh,
but then again, like I said, we don't know what her production is costing. We don't know what her band is costing. We don't know what her.
I don't care.
All that might play a factor into it.
The thing is, she could literally get up there with a DJ.
She could. She could. And a few dancers and tear down the house. And it'll be the best Beyonce concert ever. Oh my God. Yes, you're absolutely right. It's just crazy. It's crazy.
But people pay it. People complain about it and pay it. And the people that complain the most are the ones that pay the most. I can't believe I paid. Well, you paid it? It's just, I don't know. Speaking of outrageous tickets, can I say it one more time? Speaking of outrageous tickets, what in the hell with these Super Bowl tickets this year?
Oh, okay. I'm glad that you brought that up. So, there's a couple from overseas. I think I told you this. We can spend $46,000 and some change on 2 pairs of Super Bowl tickets.
Okay, wait, I'm going to go back a little bit. I take it back. I would charge $47,000. $47,000 because they $47,000, and you know what it includes? My dirty socks after the show. That's my final offer. Okay, go ahead.
So, couple from our
$47,500.
Can I finish?
Oh, sorry.
So,
48, 9.
Anyway, I'm about to tell this dude to go get his hat. So $46,000. This is what it includes.
Okay, 52.
They got go get your helmet.
What? You said 46,000. I just said 52. I'm trying to do the math in my head of what's a feasible amount to charge people.
$1,000 a week.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're done with that now. Anyway, so this is what they got included with this. They got a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. Now, I don't know if the house is all to themselves or if the owner is still there.
I wonder what the deposit was.
I don't know, bro. That's crazy. But they got 2 Super Bowl tickets, access to a driver, a personal chauffeur, and I think food. I don't think drinks was included or anything like that.
Well, if it's an Airbnb, it's kind of already has food there.
No, even with Airbnb, you got to bring your own food.
Well, not everyone, because a lot of them got food there. A lot of them, they ask you, what do you want? I don't know how many times I say to them, but yeah, I see what you're saying, though. I got you.
Yeah. But $46,000? And then you got Super Bowl tickets going up to what? I know somebody that spent, what, $12,000 on a pair of tickets?
Okay. $67,500 is my final price. And that's going to include my dirty socks, the shoes from the show, backstage passes, and
backstage passes to what, Pocket?
To the show.
What show?
We're still talking about with the thing with the Beyonce with the Super Bowl.
Beyonce's not a part of the Super Bowl.
She would have to be a part of the Super Bowl. She's charging $16,000 or wait, $8,000. I'm charging 16. She's charging 8.
Now, speaking of Super Bowl, do you think Rihanna had to pay? Like what Jay-Z, not Jay-Z, but what Drake did? Do you think that was? And if so, did Jay-Z pay it for Rihanna?
I think she might have got a deal because she's under his label.
She's still under his label?
Yeah, she's still part of Island Def Jam. Yeah.
Okay.
So she's still there.
Mike. Said it right.
Bro, the happy ending is the fact you get my dirty socks in backstage passes.
I don't think he was talking about you. I think he was talking about that couple that spent $46,000 on that Airbnb.
No, I wouldn't let them stay in my house.
Would you? Okay, would you? Because I know I would. For 46 racks for a week, I would.
I don't know. Put it this way. I'm your personal driver.
I'm saying though.
Because here's the thing. They're paying $46,000.
Right.
But all that stuff to be paid for. The driver, all that stuff to be paid for. So how's that being paid for? With that part of that $46,000. So there you go.
See, I told you he talking about Beyonce and the damn Airbnb.
See, Mike, you wouldn't get the free tickets.
I'm sure Mike wouldn't want your tickets.
We're gonna turn up in that piece.
Anywho, yeah. So going back to the Super Bowl, Rihanna, halftime. What are you expecting?
You know what's funny? Here's something that I'm glad you mentioned that. So at this point last year, we knew how much Dr. Dre paid, right?
I think that came out after.
No, there was rumors already. Which we'll get to.
Okay.
Like we knew the exact number after. Okay, I'll take that back. We knew the exact number after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But we knew previously the rumors of how many millions it was costing.
Okay.
Right. We haven't heard a damn thing about Rihanna. We don't even know who's performing with her. We don't even know what's going on.
Now, do you think she will have a better halftime show than Dre?
I think that Jay-Z's getting up there.
You might have a valid point in that one. I would not.
I think we may even see an appearance for Chris Brown.
I don't know about that.
Because apparently they've become really good friends now. Between her, ASAP, and him. And yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised.
You had me on the bandwagon with Jay-Z because he just left. He was in LA. Don't know if he's still there, if he's out here now, or whatever case may be.
I think most of the celebrities are just doing that little you thing from here and there. But I wouldn't be certain if Jay gets up there. I don't think he's never performed at halftime.
But here's where the controversy or conspiracy theorists come in. If it wasn't for Jay-Z having that part ownership position, he kind of wouldn't have opened the door for Dre or Rihanna.
Well, do you really think that? Because you remember who was up for the position? Jermaine Dupri.
JD was.
So
yeah.
Now my whole thing is.
Do you think JD would have had as big of an impact as Jay-Z has?
My thing is, and some people are going to hate that I say this, Jay-Z is very well, more respected throughout all communities
than Jay. I'll give you that.
He's very appealing to everyone, not just to.
So the rumor is Jay-Z is helping plan her show. We don't know that for a fact, but I guess.
Well, I'm quite sure he's.
Of course, he has his hands in it. That's all I'm saying. Jay-Z has to have his hands in it.
Because guess what? Last year's show was one of the best. Not the best, but one of the best.
Who would you put above that?
We talked about this before.
Michael Jackson. I was about to say Michael Jackson is above.
Actually, no. The number one was Prince when it actually started raining and he sang Purple Rain. That one there put chills down my spine. To watch that one, I could watch that over and over again. How we just started out of nowhere, started playing Purple Rain, and it literally started raining when he started playing it. And I was like, hey, there's some bull. Michael Jackson's up there too.
I gotta put Michael Jackson up there above Dre, but Dre will be my second.
I can't. It's third by default for me. You got the two greatest performers of all time above the Dre, and the 50 Batman, formerly known as 50 Cent. What? I wonder how long he stood up there upside down because that was a lot of blood going to his head because he already got a big head. You think his head's ripped to two sizes?
Somebody come get this guy.
I'm just asking questions. Anybody know? Because did it hit? Because I mean, we didn't see him for like a week afterwards. Did he have to go to the hospital? Too much blood in his head? I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking questions. I want some answers. Can somebody look that up for me? Was 50 Cent in the hospital after the performance?
I don't think anybody's gonna look that up.
Y'all some haters, man.
Speaking of haters, oh man, the comments are open as you can see. So I want to get your guys' take on this. $100,000 worth of NFL experience equipment got stolen.
Arizona, stand up.
Shut up.
Fentanyl is a hell of a drug.
This guy right here. What is in your cup? Somebody please tell me.
Made my cup because y'all boys back there taking $100,000 worth of equipment.
What's good, big bro? I see you, big O.
Arizona, stand up. You represent fentanyl is a hell of a drug.
So $100,000 worth of equipment was stolen from the NFL experience on the first day. The first day. Let me repeat that. Not the second, not the third, but the very first day within a few hours of them opening.
So we're going to reenact what happened. Hey, man.
Shut up, Pocket.
Shut
up, Pocket.
You see what, bro? Over there. We can get some cash for that, bro. You think so? Yeah, man. We'll be set for the week. Meanwhile, a week later, hey, where did you see where we put that? It was right here. I could have sworn. Arizona, come on, y'all. Y'all gotta do better.
Now, here's the thing. We don't know if they would work from Arizona, the people that did it. I want to have hopes that my city ain't that damn stupid. Shut up, Pocket. Don't look at me like that either. But shut up. It could have been somebody.
Somebody you haven't even seen before.
Well, apparently they got two unidentified suspects that are still
They
alive.
did get out. We're unidentified. You want to talk about unidentified? How about identified and still at large? How about the close rate in Baltimore for homicides is at 30%? This is people on camera.
How about that? What's going on with that?
Man, that's just dangerous. If y'all want to know what I'm talking about, so my Baltimore people, shout out to y'all. Be safe in the streets. They don't care about cameras anymore. They're literally in stores on camera, looking at the camera with their guns in their hands and going out committing the crime.
Oh, I saw that where they shot up this one car that was driving by.
They shot up two cars. One was the car they wanted, and the other one just happened to be there. They killed the mother of two. Her children were unharmed.
And they're still at large right now.
Yeah, and they were on camera.
I saw that.
Face plain as day. And this is not the first time. Apparently, they said since the beginning of 2022, the closure rate on homicides on camera, 66 is dropped. Only 34%, was it? 34.7%. It was less than half. And these people are on cameras. I mean, they're still at large, still committing crimes or whatever they're doing. Help me. Help me, I understand it. And then, so now they're under, the whole city is being investigated. Like, why is this happening? I can tell you why, because the police are afraid to do the job. Because they're being hunted too. They go to knock on the door. They have no idea. Hey, it's police. Pow! Before you even say police, they're being shot through the door. Their lives are on the line. Way more now than they ever.
That's across the nation, though, Pocket, because I can tell you the same thing is going on.
But not across the nation. Are we not seeing the same respect? They already said this is the worst it's ever been.
That is
anywhere.
True.
Like the closure rate. If you think you commit a crime on camera, you're more likely going to get arrested.
They got people in Memphis just walking up to the police and just shooting them point blank in the head. And there's witnesses and they're getting away with it. You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying as far as your closure rate is not as high as what it used to be. And you have the evidence to back it up and nothing's going on. But that's happening everywhere as well. I mean,
put it this way: I sent you the article. You read the article. Did it mention anywhere being as bad as Baltimore?
Not as bad. No.
That's what I'm getting at. The closure rate at least is 50% in most other places. It's not even that. It's not even that.
The average is not. When I was reading, they said the national average is about 42.3 or 43.2. One of those two. It's not very. It's not even at 50%, which is still sad, especially when you have evidence.
But I think what it boils down to, they're probably just like every other job. There's not enough people to go around, and I think that's what most of it's boiling down to. You got a lot, because they even said a lot of detectives have retired, have moved on. They said, "F this job, I'm going to go sell cars or something like that." Actually, a few years ago, I met a detective, or I got a former detective who was actually selling cars. And I'm thinking, that's a heck of a career change. You go from being a detective, now you're selling cars.
Probably make more money doing that than being a detective.
Or it's a lot safer. Yeah. It's a lot safer.
Well, I used to sell cars. You would damn sure make a lot more money than a cop.
Oh, yeah. Well, definitely. You can do that.
Yeah, in a week. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah, all I have to say, people, just be safe. Be safe. I will say this. It's something... not saying everybody is pro guns, but here's a thought about it that I'm going to say, and I know everybody has their own opinion. It's better to have and wish you didn't have to use it than to not have it and pray you did. Again, it's better to have and not wish to use it than not have it and pray you did. Pray that, oh my gosh, my life is in somebody else's hands. Let's not do that. But like I said, everybody has their own thoughts behind it. But that's what I want to say.
But it goes back to what we were talking about just a couple of weeks ago, that we don't know. And it goes both ways. We don't know the mentality of what a person wakes up to do that day.
Well, you know what? These people that we're talking about right now, they wake up the mentality of, I'm killing somebody. It's just that simple. You can't say they're not, because that's what they're doing. And
there's some that just wake up. It goes both ways. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. You got people that wake up and say, hey, I want to rob a bank today because you're broke. You see what I'm saying? You got people that's, just nutty like that. I want to do some bodily harm. There's people
you got some people that are geniuses.
And then you got somebody that's mad genius.
No, that's not where I'm going. I'm going with that saying. There's people that are geniuses that do the dumbest crimes. That if they would take that same energy and put it into something positive, need to go anywhere with that? If I do, I don't want to. It speaks for itself. There's so many people that I could do so much more positive in this world. And they choose not to, for whatever reason. They feel like it's easier. It's easier for me to go kill somebody and rob them than it is for me to go
into the job.
Yeah. Go sell cars and rob them that way. Oh, wait, I said that. Work retail. They feel like it's easier that way.
You know what? I was reading this study about the job market since 2020, since 2019 to now. You know, there's still 58% of the workforce that has not gone back to work since the pandemic has ended.
Because they gave them that unemployment bonus. And a lot of them were smart and did spend it, apparently.
Well, it's going to run out soon.
Yeah, it's going to run out.
If it ain't already.
Because the money's now going to the Ukraine. The money we ain't got.
Oh, speaking of that, anybody that's filing their taxes this year, don't be surprised if your return is cut in half.
Or just, I guess the average is 23% or something. Not half, it's 23% less than normal. Only because of, like I just said,
a lot of the money going to the Ukraine and that $75 billion
to the IRS
budget that they done.
Yeah, for IRS.
Yeah. Which they need to get rid of the IRS. Let's talk about that. Let's take a deep understanding.
Actually, I sent you that bill a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
We were going to talk about it last week. And what it is a bill that's been proposed. I'm not going to say which party proposed it. We're not going to say that. We're just going to talk about the bill and see if people can figure out what party did. that proposed that, one, we don't give the IRS $80 billion. We put it back into the people. Two, we abolish the IRS and make a flat tax of 20, I think it was like 23.6 or 26 points. It was 20 something percent, which makes sense. And most of the middle class is for it. Because guess what?
It reestablishes back the middle class.
And there will actually be no poor class anymore. Because what happens is a lot of people, when you give you an idea, if you work any job and you work in commission, or you get a bonus or anything, everybody knows.
You get taxed more.
It's everybody knows you get taxed at least 44% or something.
42.4%.
So
I know that.
We know that.
I know that.
So in saying that, you get rid of that because all the IRS is a bunch of bullies with paper.
I have a family member that actually works and deals with taxes in regards to investments and stuff like that. And the way that he broke it down to me made sense perfectly. And they won't put out the formula for this because they want to play with your money. But at the end of the day, when you do your taxes, you're not supposed to owe any money, but theoretically, you're not supposed to get any money back either.
That's the whole
You're
purpose.
supposed to break even. But most people don't know that.
No, most people know that, but they'd rather get money at the end of the year because that's what they use for other aspects of their life. They don't want to get the money all year. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to get that all year. They'd rather it just come at the end of the year, which I tell you the truth, as they start making these changes to the taxes, you're better off getting the money during the year.
During the year. I would agree with that. I mean, at the end of the day, I agree with abolishing or demolishing out the IRS because it's unconstitutional for one.
Well, so, I'm not gonna say it's unconstitutional. What I will say is it's the devil's brew. I'm not saying nectar. I'm saying brew because that's what it do. It's just, man, got me all boiled up in here. It's just because no matter what class you're, I don't care if you're upper class, I don't care if you're middle class, I don't care if you're lower class. We all pay too much damn in taxes. Now, just so that the upper class has figured out a way to maximize their business. And then we hate on them for it because we can't maximize on our business. And I mean, when I say we, I'm talking about all of us that are not in that bracket. We hate on how they figured out how to get around it. Because they've had people in their corner studying that law. They pay these people 6 figures to study how do they get around this. We get mad because these people found out loopholes that we don't take advantage of for whatever reason.
I think it's not the fact that we're mad at the fact that I think it's more so we're upset at the simple fact we don't have the same access to that knowledge as what they do.
We don't.
Some would say that. Some would argue that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying some. There are some.
If you're one of these some, can you put something in the chat so I can address this to you?
Because there are some people that feel like that from even the educational access, financial literacy, and a lot of opportunities that
there are over 200,000 grants a year that are not used. You want to know why? Because people want to use that excuse. Well, I didn't know about it. It's not their job to tell you about it. It's your job to go look for it. It's your job to go search for it. Nobody. Do you hand feed yourself, or does somebody hand feed you? Do you feed yourself? Do you put your clothes on, or does somebody else clothe you? I'm not talking about the ones that can't. I'm talking about the ones that know who I'm talking to. The ones that are getting offended right now. That's who I'm talking to. Stop using everyone else's excuse and stop making excuses. If you want to do it, if you want change, you got to be that change. To be the change you wish to be in the world. Everybody hears that saying, and yeah, that's a great saying, but nobody does anything about it. Everybody wants to say it, but nobody wants to do it. So you have to now. If you get knocked down, 7 times? What do they say? Get up 8. Keep getting up. You're gonna fall. You're going to fall. It's a matter of time before you fall. But how far you fall and how hard you fall. That's what's in your corner.
So you said all that. Let me ask you this question. You believe that you yourself have access to the same knowledge that a billionaire does? You have the access to the same knowledge, let's say, who do I want to use as an example?
Okay, I'm gonna ask
Jay-Z.
You want to say that? How many people become billionaires a day?
A lot.
So you're telling me they had access and I don't? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm just asking you a question, brother.
I'm giving you an answer. You want to sit there and pose it to me? I'm asking you. If there's a billionaire made every day, if there's a millionaire made every day, if there's a rich person made every day, I cannot sit there and use the excuse of I don't have access to it. It's a matter of, one, do I have the time?
So
I have?
There's that old question that goes, or that old saying that goes, it's not so much what you know, it's more so who you know. Do you think that still applies in this day and age?
Oh, definitely. That applies in a lot of aspects of life.
Given the access of knowledge that we have.
But see, the whole thing of access to knowledge, this is what I was about to go to. We have libraries. We have Google. We have YouTube. You have all these things that people are putting stuff out there.
Yeah.
And you know what? Here's what I will say. You have a lot of people that will sit there and talk about how to get, about the TikTok and YouTube. They talk about, there's a way to get around paying for this full amount. All you got to do is look up this tax code or this code, and they just give it to you. And then you know what people say? Well, you're not telling me how to do it. They just gave you the code. Google it. Go to the library. They just gave you the code. They just gave you the access that you need to get started.
So how does that fall into who you know as well? Because in this day and age, it's not. To me, personally, it goes both ways. It's about what you know and who you know, if that makes sense. Because who you know will get you through the door, but it's what you know that's going to kick that door open.
Or other way around.
Or the other way around. But
the other way around will help you if you don't know what you need to know. Get the knowledge. Get that knowledge. We should go out there. Yeah. Like they have we know this. They have socialized meet and greets with small business owners all the time.
Yeah, we've been a part of a couple.
They have all kinds of meet and greets everywhere. They have all this stuff. So saying, well, I didn't know about that. There's a lot of times that people go there and you leave there with your mind way more blown before you got there.
Before you got there. My thing about it is this, and I'm just going to speak out to those that have access to the knowledge. Apply it. Not just apply it, but share it.
Or actually, you know what? You ain't got to apply it. If you have the knowledge, but you're not very sure in yourself how to apply it, that's when you start building that circle. What they always say, if you hang around a bunch of millionaires, you should be the next one.
Yeah.
If you're hanging with 5 millionaires, you should be the 6th one. If you're hanging with 5 successful people, you should be the 6th one. If you're hanging with 3 successful people, you should be the 4th one. No matter what, in that circle, you should build
relationships.
Your networking.
Yeah.
Your networking relationship. Right. Because that's what's gonna make or break you. Your circle. It's always good, and it's always good to keep expanding. What I always had the trouble of trying to think through, well, I've got this circle, I've got this circle, I've got this circle. How do I get this circle to mingle with this circle to mingle with this circle? And what I found out was, and you're a witness to this, and everybody around me knows, no matter what circle I go to, everybody comes to it. Don't know why, don't know how, it always happens. I can sit there and mind my business, and somebody will come strike a conversation with me. Even when I don't feel like talking. I could be at the point where I just do not want to talk to you. But guess what? You're going to talk to me, and because of the demeanor that I have, I'm not going to be rude. I'm going to speak back. I don't even know who you are. You could be that millionaire key that I need to get to that next level. Start talking business, like, well, what kind of business you got? And you all of a sudden, well, how about I write a check for? Whoa, wait a minute. I just said.
We've had it happen.
So you gotta to be successful. You gotta have that want. What's it called? The want to. Old folks know what I'm talking about. It's the want to, the need.
Why you gotta call them old?
Because they're old.
Why you gotta call them old?
I ain't looking at you, but I can call you old.
Man, don't call our viewers old. They're seasoned.
I'm talking about that. I'm trying to. What is it? Is it the want to, the need to,
The will to want.
That's it. That's it. The will to want, the will to need, and the will to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Those 3 things.
So, that being said, let's hop into sports.
Let's hop on to it.
So we all know Super Bowl's coming. Who are you picking? I know you was gonna go there. I knew you was gonna go there. Shut up. We got, and this is a historic Super Bowl match that we got because we got 2 brothers going against 2 brothers.
Y'all gotta catch that, but you figure it out.
Let me repeat that. We got 2 brothers going against 2 brothers. It's gonna be. I think this is gonna be one of the, on paper, this should be one of the best Super Bowls of our time. It should be. That being said, who are you taking?
Take the black quarterback.
Which one?
The one.
Oh, so you're going with Philly?
No, that's not the one.
Oh, you're going with KC?
No.
So who are you going with?
I'm going for Black History.
So you ain't got to pick yet.
No, I really don't. Here's why I said it, because you got, well, people don't know, with these 2 teams, you have the number 1, the number 2 teams in sacks per year, right? You got that. You have 2 very predominantly very opposite offenses, but they're both bad as hell.
You know what? I have to agree with you. I don't have a pick myself. And normally every year I have a pick. I cannot solidly, with full confidence in my blood, pick either way. I can't pick either, because the thing about it, I look at it like this: experience could be a factor. The Eagles don't have experience when it comes to a stage like this. KC does.
Well, I can't say that. Coach-wise, yes. You still got to remember, Fletcher Cox is still there.
That's right.
Lane Thomas is still there. You got to remember that. People forget that there's still key people on the teams that have been there before. Do I think it's going to bother Jalen Hurts? Jalen Hurts played in what system in college? Alabama.
Okay.
So I'm quite sure the big stage don't scare him. He got benched for Tua. Remember, he got benched at halftime, and Tua came out and blew it up. And then the next year when Tua got hurt, guess what? He came out and blew it up. So this ain't nothing to him. That just fuels him, kind of like how when Brady got benched, and then all of a sudden now 7 championships later, he's the GOAT. Which people want to say that's debatable, but I mean, what other football player has been to 10 Super Bowls, has won 7 Super Bowls?
We're not talking about Tom Brady. Let's go.
So who else has done that? You can't. And what I'm going to say is the league is going to be better off this year, but it's not going to be so much better off till we find out when Aaron Rodgers retires. And I'll leave that alone.
So who are you leaning with? You got to be leaning one direction.
I'm not. I'm really not leaning, and I'm excited to see how the Super Bowl is going to play out.
I don't want it to be a lopsided game.
I don't think it's going to be lopsided because the whole thing is
we didn't think the San Francisco Eagle game was going to be lopsided.
Well, maybe you didn't.
I did.
My thing was
I did not. If Brock didn't get hurt, I didn't think it was going to be lopsided.
Okay, they could barely move the ball against Philadelphia. With or without Brock, they could barely move the ball. Their first drive, yeah, they scored. But after that, the game had changed, especially once Hassan Reddick got loose. And I got to ask you, you're a Cardinal fan. How in the hell did y'all let him go?
I don't know.
Twice.
Just like we let Chandler go.
Well, Chandler, he had 4.5 sacks. He didn't do anything this year. He didn't do anything in
You're talking about last year. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
This year.
He's not on the team this year.
Yeah, he's in Las Vegas.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about when he was with the Cardinals.
Well, you're talking about
Chandler Jones.
Yeah, Chandler Jones. Yeah, he was with Las Vegas. He didn't do anything. So releasing him didn't hurt y'all. Releasing Hassan Reddick, can you imagine if you would have had him with J.J. Watt, with Justin Simmons, Budda Baker, and that whole team, it would have been a different story. Your defense would have been a hell of a lot better. But y'all let him go. Now, actually, I'm going to say this. I don't think Nick Bosa deserves Defensive Player of the Year.
I don't either. I don't.
Just because you had 19 and a half sacks.
So who would you put?
At defense player?
Yeah.
I just told you, Son Reddick.
Okay.
He's got a chance to get defense. He's got a chance. If Philadelphia can pull this one out, he's got a chance to win MVP.
Wow.
He's got a great chance. If he keeps playing.
And that's rare that a defensive.
No, it's not rare. Just think a couple years ago, what's the name of this guy?
Von Miller.
Yeah, Von Miller.
But that was when he was with
With Denver.
With Denver, how long ago was that? 5 years ago. What I'm saying is that you don't see that. Normally, it would go to a quarterback or a wideout, maybe a
running back, quarterback or running back.
Yeah, quarterback. Yeah,
not really wide receivers.
So to see a DB get that,
no, defense, you mean linebacker?
Well, even
linebacker, rushback. No, that's common because if anybody on defense is going to get it, it's going to be the rushback. Every now and then you'll get a cornerback to get it, but that's very rare.
J.J. Watt should have got one year.
He did get defensive MVP.
He should have got more than what he got.
The year he broke 20 sacks is the year
he only got one, right? Or does he have two? Because
he's got three.
He should have had four. He should have had four.
The year he didn't get it, it was close.
He should have had four, in my opinion.
When I think about it, when you look at the Super Bowl MVP,
so to our fans, who are y'all picking for the Super Bowl? You got the Eagles and the Chiefs. Put it in the chat. I just wanted to get a poll going just to see who's leaning towards what. Because I don't have a foot in this race. I can't pick one. It's hard for me. It's like a flip of the coin. I don't know. It might be a game time decision. But who are you guys going with in your heart? Do you think the Eagles are going to fly, or do you think the Chiefs are going to take it again?
Well, the Chiefs going to do a tomahawk, chop them bad boys next week. Pluck them feathers and put it in. I think it's going to be a hell of a game. I am excited to see what happens.
Me too.
I'm excited to finally get this over with. It's just been a hell of a long way.
And it's been crazy out here this whole week during the Super Bowl.
One thing I do want to do, I did not watch the Pro Bowl last week, but I heard it was very exciting, and they should. Now they're talking about maybe they should move it to mid-year and give the teams an extra week off at the end of the year.
Okay, I agree with that. Let's go back to I watched the Pro Bowl. Okay, I fell asleep on it twice.
Right, you're in the rare because they said the ratings were way up compared to
the rating. Yeah, the ratings was up. Everybody was watching it. I don't know if it was because I was wanting so bad to see, even though it was a flag football, just to see it as close to it being somewhat of football. Then the other games that they had going on, I get it. I didn't like it. Me personally, I didn't like it.
Okay. I mean, I didn't see it, so I don't know. I didn't see it. I was going to watch it, like a little bit of it, but I didn't. I was so into watching. Shout out to Amanda Serrano, undisputed, and Alicia Baumgartner, undisputed. 2 females reaching undisputed in boxing. We're seeing an age of female sports that is unprecedented. Boxing, basketball.
Shout out to the female coaches. There's this one female coach I can't remember her name. Please forgive me. But the Eagles, she's going to be the first female
strength and conditioning coach.
Yeah,
strength and conditioning.
Either way it goes, she's a coach, a black female coach at that. That's going to be coaching in this year's Super Bowl. So salute to you. Please forgive me because I don't remember your name, but salute to you.
So this Super Bowl, I hope I think it's going to be a hell of a halftime. I think the whole thing from beginning to end, it's a hell of a way to celebrate Black History Month. If you think about it, first time ever 2 black quarterbacks.
Yeah.
First time ever a brother versus brother on 2 aspects.
Yeah.
You didn't catch that. The Kelseys, first time. Well, not the first time, but this is huge with Andy Reid going against the Eagles. It's huge because remember they fired him. They gave him his walking papers.
Yep.
Because they said he lost the ear of the team. And then he went to Kansas City, like, lost the ear of the team, hold my beer. Or actually, no, hold my cheesesteak. Because as Andy Reid would say, hold my cheesesteak. So shout out to Andy Reid, who's a coach's coach, a player's coach. I would just love to be in the huddle, or just to be in his presence, just to talk to him football.
Oh, I got a chance to watch the 30 for 30. The
Baltimore Ravens.
Bully Baltimore.
Bully Baltimore.
Bully the Baltimore. Pretty interesting.
I
Ray
watched
Lewis always gets me hyped. Ray Lewis always gets me hyped. Now, if every team has somebody like a Ray Lewis, man, we would have some good football.
Well, even if actually, you know what? Reason why I have this expression on my face, and I am a Raven. Everybody knows I'm not a Ravens fan. I have a bone to pick with Ray Lewis. So you had the opportunity to speak with the linebackers for years. Then all of a sudden, Roquan Smith comes, and you said, I booked time with him, and we're going to be discussing how we can make the defense better. So where was this happening before? Or was it happening you not saying anything? I already know it wasn't, because you wouldn't have said it if it was. So that's my bone to pick with Ray. You should have been doing this for years. Ed Reed, shout out to you. You put black. Deion Sanders put black colleges.
HBCUs.
Well, I like saying black colleges. I like the way that sounds. But we'll use it. HBCUs is Black History Month. We'll go all out. You put HBCUs back in the limelight. Ed Reed, you have now opened the doors for people to understand why other families don't want their kids to play sports at these universities.
Explain why.
If you go back, it's so they talked to the school that was going to hire him after he came out and put them on blast. And the Colt school was like, well, we have a difference of opinion, this, that, and other. No. Then the students came out from the team talking about how they had to worry about where they put their football equipment so it didn't get stolen. They would put it in the laundry closets, and then they have to worry about mold in their helmets and putting the helmets on with mold because they had improper care for their equipment. And then people said, oh, no, there's no mold in the rooms and on campus. Mold, people, we want to talk about how we get treated.
But we do it to ourselves the majority of the time.
We want to complain about the hand-me-downs or the hand-me-overs or no hand-me-ups or no reparations. But we don't even treat ourselves like kings and queens. We want everybody else to treat us like kings and queens. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen till you get out of that mentality, till you decide to make that change. It's never going to happen. Never. That's why I make it a point to do something nice for somebody. I don't care what color skin you are. I'm going to do something nice for you. It's going to reciprocate. You know what's going to happen? They're not going to look at you for what you got. They're going to look at me for giving it to you. Talking about, well, I would have never thought somebody like you, meaning me, somebody like me would do something like that.
I get that every day. It's kind of crazy.
And I like it. I love shoving it in their face. I love it. But before we go, we got 2 facts for you from Black History Month. 2 very, very not popularly known. First one, I'll let you read that one.
So we talk about how Obama was the first black president or president of color, which we all know was a lie. I could count 5 before him, including Abraham Lincoln. But in 1870, Hiram Rhodes reveals that he became the first African American selected into the Senate back in 1870. There was no television. There was only posters. And this black man became U.S. Senator in 1870. How about that?
And he's got another thing. The reason why I liked him, good old Baltimore. I love talking about Baltimore, don't I? Well, he's the first black pastor in the Madison Street Presbyterian Church in Baltimore, Maryland. Madison Street Presbyterian Church. The first black pastor ever back in that day. Now, a couple things you need to know about him. He was born in North Carolina. Early childhood, he was imprisoned in Missouri for preaching to other black people. Oh, actually, other people of African descent. They don't say black; they say of African descent. He was preaching to them and teaching. He went to jail for that. He actually was a part of the Civil War as well. Maryland's first 2 black regiments for the U.S. Army fought in the Battle of Vicksburg. Mississippi State legislature elected him in 1870 to fill a vacant seat. He used this opportunity to continue fighting against Reconstruction era racial discrimination. So he was pretty much.
So basically, he lives a fill-in. They didn't expect him to be history, but he made history.
I'm going to use a statement, and I don't care how people take this. This was their era's Martin Luther King.
That's pretty deep, and that's pretty bold.
It's not bold. It's written, and it's true. A lot of stuff changed, starting with him. He started a lot of stuff, a lot of things in 1870.
And your second one?
Everybody knows W.E.B. Du Bois. I don't know if people know William Monroe Trotter. They founded what's called the Niagara Movement. It was in Niagara Falls. It was for political, social, and civil rights for African Americans. In other words, it was a movement pre to the NAACP that we know today. Well, not the one we know today. I'm gonna take that back. The NAACP we knew before they became gimme. Oh, you need help? There you go. I need that back though. That's all I'm gonna say about them. I'm not gonna go too far with that, but that's what I'm going to say about them. But they started in Boston. They held meetings in Faneuil Hall, I think it's called Faneuil Hall in Boston. If you guys know what I'm talking about, and they grew to 30 more branches and achieved local civil rights advancements, starting, of course, there in the upper nor'easter, as they say, up in Boston. So that was the first. There are 2 for this week. We had to make up for last week because we missed one. But what we want to do is make sure we always talk about, or not we, it's not us. I will say that. People always want to talk about the same, 20 every year? Why not celebrate the others that precursed them, that did things before them? Why not? Let's celebrate them. Celebrate the ones that started a movement that's been continued and fell off, but now it's starting to make a viral, vicious comeback. We love you. Super Bowl 57 here in Arizona.
And I don't agree with everything he just said, but we'll get back to you next week. Deuces.